Hello and welcome to Sarah Install Coding. In this part of our complete Docker course, we're going to learn Docker Compose. Docker Compose is a very powerful tool that allows us to create containers by writing their instruction inside a single YAML file. Instead of creating and managing containers one by one with many Docker commands, we can use this file. By running this file, the Docker Compose will automatically create and runs all the services and containers for us. This is very important tools for working with Docker in real-world projects, so make sure to stay with me until the end of this video. And now, if you're ready, let's get started. In this lesson, we're going to learn one of the most important tools in Docker, which is Docker Compose. With Docker Compose, we can define and run multiple containers using just one simple file and a single command to make our workflow cleaner, faster, and much easier to manage. In a previous section, as you see, we created Mongo database and Mongo Express containers manually by running multiple Docker commands in a terminal. We also create a Docker network and connect both containers together so they could communicate with each other. But honestly, running services in this way can become difficult very quickly. We need to write many commands in a terminal and repeat the same steps again and again, and sometimes even a small mistake can cause problems. This is exactly where Docker Compose becomes very useful. With Docker Compose, instead of writing many commands manually, we put everything inside a single file. Then, with just one command, Docker can automatically run and create containers. So in this lesson, we're going to take all these commands and convert them into a Docker Compose file step by step. Before we start using Docker Compose, we need to make sure that it is installed on our system. If you are already installed Docker Desktop, you do not need to install Docker Compose separately because Docker Compose is included with Docker Desktop. However, if you are using Linux without Docker Desktop, you may need to install Docker Compose manually. For Ubuntu and Debian, sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get install docker-compose-plugin. And for RPM-based distribution, sudo yam install docker-compose-plugin. After installing the Docker Compose, you can verify it by running this command docker-compose version. And as you see, my Docker version is 5.1.3. Now it's time to create our Docker Compose file. Docker Compose files use YAML. So before creating our Docker Compose file, let's first understand the basics of YAML. Let's compare it with a simple JSON file. Here we have a basic JSON example with a list and also an object called author. Now let's convert it into a YAML step by step. So I copy all the items and paste it here in the sample.yaml file. First, we remove the curly braces because YAML does not use them. So I remove them, and also in most cases we do not need double or single quotation marks, so we can remove those two. And unlike JSON file, we also do not need comma at the end of each item, so I remove all. Very important thing is YAML is indentation. Spacing really matters in YAML files, so we must always keep the correct indentation. So I remove the spaces in beginning of the items. And now let's see how list works in YAML. We do not need to use square brackets anymore. Instead, each item goes on a separate line. And before every item, we must add a hyphen followed by a space. And also, we do not need a comma. So each item in a separate line and a dash or hyphen at the beginning of each item create a list in YAML files, as you see. For objects, we also remove the curly braces. Again, no comma are needed. And also we simply write each property on its own line while keeping the correct indentation. So as you see, I remove the curly bracket and the spaces at the beginning and adding a tab at each item, removing the comma. And just like before, quotation marks are usually not necessary and can also be removed. Once you understand these basic YAML rules, reading and writing Docker Compose files become much easier. Now that you're familiar with the basics of YAML, let's start creating our Docker Compose file step by step. The file extension must be .yaml. There is also common naming convention for Docker Compose file, and usually they are named docker-compose.yaml. As you can see, when I use Docker, the naming convention docker-compose.yaml, the file icon even changed to the Docker icon in the same editor. But this time I want to use different names, so I call this file mongo.yaml. Then I open this file to write the codes, but next to this file, I wanted to open the Docker commands that we used in the previous lesson to create MongoDB and Mongo Express containers. As you see, I opened both of them side by side. In this way, it will be easier to compare Docker commands with Docker Compose configuration. The first thing we need to write is services. In the next line, we should specify the containers or services name. As you can see here, we have two containers, MongoDB container and Mongo Express container. We name this container, you choose a name for this container. The first one was MongoDB, and the second one was Mongo Express without a dash. So I should specify the name for the containers here also. So I write MongoDB 1 for the first service container and colon. Then for the second container, Mongo Express 1 and colon. Remember, you have to space at the front of each line. The indentation is very important. And the second thing we have to do is specifying the image name. For the first container, the image name was Mongo, and so I write image and colon. And here I specify the image name, and mine was Mongo. I use the latest tag, so there's no need to write the latest, but if you use another tag, you have to write it here. In the next line, we have to specify another important thing, which is ports. And as you can guess, you should write like a list, so with a tab and a dash. We specify the port numbers, which is 27017 for both container and host port. After the ports, there is another important thing we have to specify, and it is an environment variable. So I write environment here with colon, and in the next line, the environment is a list. So in the next line with dash, I write the environment variable with value separated by equal sign, and we have two environment variable. And as you see here, the MongoDB configuration is done, and it is time for the other container, which is Mongo Express. The first line is belong to image, so image colon, and the image name is Mongo Express. I use the latest tag, no need to write it. The second line is the port number, so I write ports. In the next line, with a tab at the front and a dash, I add the port number, which is 8081. The last variable here is environment variable, and I specify 5 variable. So I add the dash, and I copy all the environment variable here with the value. As you see, the Mongo Express container is done, so my YAML file is ready. And as you see, there I don't specify the network for my services because Docker Compose file automatically create and specify Docker isolated network for the containers. So there's no need to create and add network to each container. Now that our Docker Compose file is ready, let's run it. To do that, we first need to open the terminal and navigate to the folder that the Docker Compose file is located. Here we write docker compose. If the file name and docker-compose.yaml, there is no need to specify the file name because the Docker Compose will detect it automatically. But since I use different name, I need to provide the file name with -f. Using -f, then the file name, which was mongo.yaml, and then we write up to run the Docker Compose file. After we press the enter, as you see, and it runs and the container start running. But in the top, you see the network is the first thing created. As I told you before, the network automatically create, and there is two other container, the MongoDB one and Mongo Express one also is created. In the logs, you can see the Mongo Express is created faster, but MongoDB is still starting up. So the first connection here failed, and as you see, waiting for Mongo at port 27 or 17. But after a few seconds, once the MongoDB container is fully ready, Mongo Express successfully can connect to it. And as you see here, the terminal shows that Mongo Express is available at the port 8081. Now let's open the browser. I'll go to localhost 8081. I'll enter the username and password. The username was Sarvin, and the password was Sarvin Pass. And now we are inside the Mongo Express. And next, I'll create a new database called user_db. So I press the database box here and the user_db and creating the database. As you see, the database is created. Now let's stop the containers. One way is to simply press Ctrl+C here in the window we're showing the logs, or you can open another terminal and go to the folder where Docker Compose file is located, and here run Docker Compose, and with -f you can enter the file name. But if your file name, Docker Compose file name, is docker-compose.yaml, you don't need to specify the file name, and then you write it down, and this will stop all the containers and remove them. So I write down here, and after I press the enter, as you can see here, the containers start to stopping. The first container Mongo Express stopped and removed, and then the MongoDB, and then the network also is removed. So when I write here docker network ls, as you see, there is no network name, docker test app underline default. Now let's start everything again. I'll run docker compose again, docker compose mongo yaml up, and as you see in the next window, when I write docker network ls, you can see that network has been created again automatically. And if we open the Docker desktop, you can see a group container here. When I click the arrow here, you notice the database MongoDB and Mongo Express containers are here. Let's go back to the browser, and here As you see, the Mongo Express is ready, but there is no database name user underline DB. The reason is that when the container are removed, the data inside them is also removed. That means all the database changes we created are lost when the container are deleted. But Docker has a solution for this problem too, and this is called Docker volumes. In future lessons, you will learn Docker volumes completely, so your data can survive even after stopping containers or running Docker Compose down. There is still one important thing to know about Docker Compose. Docker Compose is built on the top of the Docker engine. That means almost everything you can do with Docker can also be done with Docker Compose. So right here, Docker -compose, and without any option, press enter. Here you can see all the commands and provided by Docker Compose, included build, rm for removing the stop service, push, pull, and but the important difference is Docker Compose work at the application level. So instead of working with a single container, these commands usually apply to all service defined inside the Docker Compose file. Now let's look at another example, docker -compose and build, compose, build. And with that dash help, you can see the options it's provided here. You can see the build command, build or rebuild the services, so you can use it instead of Docker Compose up. And as you see here, there is no cache. When you can use it when you want to do not use the cache while building the application. We also have push and also have pull that attempt to pull a newer version of the image. So this is very useful, and you can use this command instead of Docker Compose. So you are familiar with Docker Compose and how it works. From now, instead of writing a long Docker commands manually, you can manage your entire application with much cleaner and more organized approach using Docker Compose.